Nigel, what do you think are the barriers to business growth today?
Barriers to growth today, first and foremost, is investment, I think. You've got to find the investment in growth. Now, where are you going to find that from? The banks are saying that they're lending, but their processes are long. So there's a great place there to find money, but it may take time. Secondly, if you're going to find the money yourself, then create the space in your own business to be able to invest in it. In other words, keep your cost base low. Have the cash available in the organisation. And then use that and use that wisely, but have a clear idea of what it is you're going to invest in and the market to enable that growth.
Do you think the government could be doing anything to help businesses grow?
They're trying, but on the one hand, we're all saying that the banks have got to change and not put us into some of the difficult places that we've seen in the past. But I think they're trying their best, but they've got to keep within the regulatory environment. Personally, the less regulation and the easier they make it for us to be able to react and adapt quickly to a changing environment, then the better. So I'm all for less regulation and more opportunities for small businesses to be able to grow.
And what industries or sectors are you seeing the biggest growth in at the moment?
Those that aspire to listen to the market, listen to their customers and chasing it, actually. I suppose the more traditional answer would be to say, well, manufacturing in certain niche areas. We're definitely seeing quite a lot of demand there. Health foods, the care marketplace, and because of changes in population demographics, there's plenty of opportunity for everybody, I think, but just listen to the market, listen to the customers, and the opportunities are there. And what we're doing, we've grown all the way through the recession and grown tremendously in the last 12 months as growth has come back into the marketplace. So chance for everybody.
So what advice would you give to businesses who are struggling to grow, especially in that stage where you are just trying to get your business to a much larger position?
First and foremost, listen to your customers. Listen to the marketplace. What is it that they want? Because if you're not growing, then either your market's declining, your market has changed, your customers need something else. So really listen to them first and foremost, and then adapt to that and adapt to the market as quickly as you can. And then beyond that, I would suggest focus, 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 focus. You've got to be the best, perhaps. Don't necessarily need to be the cheapest. You can only look at the retail and the fashion markets. Cheapest isn't necessarily the most successful. But focus, know what your product is and adapt it to the marketplace. What
trends have you seen in the past few years that have changed the way you manage business?
I think there's a number of changes that we've seen over the period. The market's changed so much. If you look back, say 3 years ago, we're in the depth of the recession, to say 12 months ago, they're very, very different market conditions. So sometimes the style of leadership, the focus on the leadership, has had to adapt to that environment. And all the time, whatever it is you're doing, you've got to be aware of the market and what's happening in the marketplace. So one element is changing costs, keeping control of your cash, keeping to the basic business fundamentals. Whereas in the last 12 months, we've seen a lot of demand for growth from the companies that work with Alium. How do we grow? How do we react to the digital marketplace? How do we do click and collect? As businesses try to reinvest and catch up with the growth in the market.
And what do you think are the key qualities that make a successful business leader today?
Oh, that's a good one in the sense of that I think different businesses need different styles of leaderships at different parts of their journey. You're a startup, you've got to be entrepreneurial. You've got to be that creative. You've got to take risk. And be willing to do that in sometimes very difficult circumstances. If you're a 100 to 500 million pound business that's aspiring to an IPO or to the FTSE, it's a very, very different style of leadership, different things to look at. But all of it, I think, great people, great processes, great systems, and organised to deliver underneath that. Hi, I'm Nigel Peters, Managing Partner at Alium Partners. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Please feel free to visit the Alium Partners website for more information on interim management or subscribe to our YouTube channel here.